Greetings, everyone. This is Leon, and today we're doing something different. As you can see, I'm sitting here with someone different today. I'm sitting here with Miss Brianna Davis, and we're going to be talking to her. And the reason that she is here is on the other side of the table. We've got the dynamic duo, formerly of, no, not formerly of, but transitioning from another show, the Real Estate Twins. Yeah. And this is a new venture for you ladies.
Yes.
And tell us a little bit about what you're planning to do with this and why Brianna is here.
Well, we actually wanted this to be more of like a laid-back show, something where we could talk about like maybe current events or just talk to like colleagues about different aspects of like life and our industries and the things that we do on our free time. So yeah.
Okay.
And for me, I felt like in the real estate industry can be a little competitive.
Okay.
So I felt like what a great icebreaker to bring another realtor that I work with besides my sister, who is supportive of my business. We're supportive of her, and she also gets along with my sister. So it's awesome when we can all come together and do things and celebrate and support one another.
And be collaborative and network at the same time.
It's really supposed to be like a community-based type of experience where we're just utilizing each other to, one, network, and then also to give other people the platform to speak about themselves and what they have going
Highlight
on.
resources.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, Miss Brianna Davis, tell me about who you are and why these ladies invited you to their show. I'm just a guy sitting here at the table. Tell me about you and yourself and how you got into real estate, please.
Okay, so you want me to start from the beginning?
Yes.
Okay, so my name is Brianna Davis. I am a realtor. This is my 5th year being licensed now. I'm licensed in Massachusetts and Rhode Island.
Okay.
The reason for me coming on this show, and one of the reasons why I wanted to come on this show, is because like I said, I am licensed in Rhode Island, but I haven't done a lot of business out here. So one thing I am trying to do is really dig into the market and get out here and start, closing transactions and helping people out in this area. And with them two both already being settled out here, I was like, oh, this is a perfect time. Let us collab and try to, get some business together.
Expand your network and use your resources and things like that. That's awesome.
Exactly.
So, what was your inspiration again? You were into real estate. What were you doing before that, and why did you decide to get into real estate?
Yeah, so before real estate, I was in the security field. So I went to college for criminal justice. Prior to me actually going to college, I actually wrote down on a piece of paper, like, I want to do real estate. This is the real estate school I'm going to go to. These are the hours. This is going to be the cost. Cool. Wrote it down. Kind of never saw it again.
How old were you then?
I was probably 18, 19, probably around there.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. So I went to college, came back, but was in the security field ever since. So I was in the security field. I probably got my first actual security job like 2014, 2015.
Okay.
And then in 2021-ish, I want to say, kind of right around COVID, I was kind of like, all right, I'm kind of sick of security. I don't really want to do this anymore. I got to find something fresh and new. Okay. So one day I was doing a deep dive clean of my room, and I came across that paper, and I said, oh my gosh, Brianna, this is it. You got to do it. You just got to do it. Right. So I went online, I signed up for the classes, I took the class, and then it's kind of been history from there. One reason that I really wanted to get into real estate, I really want to become a homeowner. The older generation in my family, a lot of them don't own homes.
Okay.
So I never really saw that aspect of things. So that is one thing I definitely want to do. I was like, okay, I want to break that kind of tradition in a sense and actually become a homeowner. And then I want to teach people my age what it is you got to do to put yourself in the best position to become a homeowner. Because a lot of people don't know what it takes. Like I get a lot of questions now about credit. Why is credit so important?
Right,
and it's like, why don't you know this? It's like it needs to be taught. So that's another thing that I definitely
want to do. Well, most communities, it's like they don't know their credit score, and it's just like, well, as long as I'm getting along and I'm getting whatever I need to get, I'm not worried about it, which you really don't understand, and especially with the new administration coming in and all these changes, but we'll get to that. But what I also want to talk about, these beaming ladies over here, how did you get involved with them in this connection that's going on here now?
So where did we meet? I don't even know where we met.
Where did we meet?
I don't know if it was a networking event or something like that. Maybe a networking event. I
That's
ran into
via
Diane
networking
first.
event,
Yeah, I feel
yeah.
like that's what it was, and that's how I connected with her. And then we was talking then, trying to collab with everybody. And then she let me know that she's a twin sister, and I said, oh my gosh, this is awesome. And she's a realtor. I was like, okay, this is great. So that's kind of just how we connected. Yeah.
So explain to me the connection and the networking that how you guys, again, from her standpoint, from your standpoint, how you come together.
Yeah, so as you know, like as a mortgage loan officer, oftentimes we have to collaborate with realtors all the time, right?
Okay.
And so I was working with my sister, and I found that a lot of times when I tried to collaborate with other realtors, they would say stuff like, well, you already work with your sister. Like, how do I know that you are going to, send business my way or collaborate with me and different things like that? Again, like I said, real estate can be very competitive.
Okay, okay.
But when I met Brianna, like I said, out networking, we just talked, we got to know each other, and then I said, then I started reaching out to her like, hey, and actually she sent me a lot of leads last year, right? Yeah. So that's how we connected, and that's how we stayed in touch. But then I also noticed with her that she would be friendly with my sister, and she would also be, nice and talkative with Donna, and I thought like, hey, I noticed so many other realtors kind of shading Donna that it made me realize like, okay, I need to look more into her and just build with someone who is not trying to compete with my sister, right? Okay. And another thing is she works in the Boston area, and we are from Boston, so it really kind of helps to work with someone who is knowledgeable about the Boston market, who's knowledgeable about Massachusetts, and then she also wanted to come into Rhode Island, like she said. So it seemed like a good opportunity for us to help each other and kind of like bring each other into those spaces and keep those connections where we already had them. So that's really where that started.
And as a realtor, knowing another realtor, does that help you expand your connections, your resources and things like that? How does that work out?
I mean, well, typically we network amongst each other anyways. I don't know that I ever bumped into you at a networking event as much, but I will say that because we all come from Massachusetts, it's always like a very small world, so like other people who know her, who know me, and then we started kind of like seeing each other on social media and things like that. So from there, it's like, okay, let's follow each other. And I've always been like the type of person, even though we're both in real estate, I never wanted to seem like, oh, we compete against each other, so let's not like break bread. Let's not like, sit at the same table. Like, I don't think that that's necessarily the right way to do it. And I think before it used to be kind of like, we're both doing the same thing. Let's not even talk with each other. But I think the newer generation, we're like, no, let's hang out.
Would it be a situation where you might have a property that you can't get rid of, but that's not in the realm of or any fitting with any of your customers or clients? But you say, you brought to Brianna, hey, listen, I've got this listing that I've been trying to get rid of. Do you know anybody? And so I just happen to have. Now in that kind of situation, would it be like, okay, well, I'll turn you on to this person for a percentage, or would it be just a friend to friend kind of?
Well, I think more so what you might more than likely see is like, let's say she has a listing and I have a buyer, then I'll bring I'll come in and I'll be like, hey, I love your property, we get along well with each other, maybe this could be like a good fit or something like that, and then I'll bring the buyer along to see a listing that she has, and then from that point we're like, okay, well, if her seller agrees to take like a purchase and sales or whatever from my client, then it just works out perfectly because now we already have a relationship with each other, and hopefully it can create a smooth transaction. So
Brianna, tell us a little bit about the other ventures that you're getting into that why the ladies brought you here.
Yes, so outside of real estate and being in the security field, I'm also a spin instructor. Okay. So I recently became a spin instructor back in, I want to say October. I've been spinning, like just taking the classes in general for like, I want to say maybe like 3 years now. Okay. So while I was in the class, the main lady, I usually go to like one the class that I go to is usually by one instructor, one or two, but one of them was just mainly telling me all the time, like, you should become a spin instructor. You do really great. You know, your form is great. I think you should do it. I think you should do it. And I was just like, girl, no, I'm not. I'm just coming to the class and getting out of here. That's it.
Right. I'm just here doing my thing.
That's it. And then after some time, I was like, you know what, Brianna, it kind of makes sense. Because also another thing I wanted to do was I wanted to introduce a couple more income streams this year. So I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
Just do it. So now I get paid to go to the gym.
There you go.
So I'm not mad.
Well, now with spinning, now when most people, how do you explain spinning, or because it's one of those kind of things. You see the commercials, you see the people.
They going.
Yeah. And it's like most people are scared. It's like no, I'm good with that. I just I'll ride my bike outside.
Yeah.
Things like
I mean,
that.
it's cool. You can definitely get the outside feeling with the bike. So it is a stationary bike, but you can like add on resistance, so you can feel like you're going uphill, and then you can turn it down to make it feel like you're going downhill. And then there's different exercises you can do on the bike. Some bikes have like the little screen too. I mean, not the gyms because those are really expensive, but they have the screen so you can actually look like you're in the mountains or in the dirt or whatever. But I mean, I like it. Outside of that, I think you just have to take your time with it, because obviously the seats are small and some people are like, oh, my butt hurts. But it's like, just get used to it. Just keep sitting down. You'll get used to it. Yeah. Well, so it's a timing thing. You just got to keep going back.
So you can't, it's like I just can't walk in, like right off the street and it's like, advanced spin class, or am I going to have a heart attack after I'm trying?
My classes are going to be a little rough.
Okay.
My classes are going to be a little rough. But even so, I do usually have, I usually sometimes have a couple walk-ins who was their very first time taking the spin class, which I love those ones, because ooh, you don't know me, you come to come on in.
Right.
So I help them, I get them set up on the bike, and usually we just tell them to just sit down and ride the whole time, because we'll get out of the saddle, which is basically mean you're standing up and you're riding, and you're getting down and you're getting up and you're doing all this. But usually if it's your first time, it's like just sit there, get used to pedaling, get used to the feeling, get used to turning the resistance down and turn it off, and just be comfortable, because you don't want to be uncomfortable.
What's a typical session what's a typical spin session? How long?
45 minutes.
45 minutes. Okay, now is that like you get prep time before, prep time after? Or it's like once you get on the bike,
we in it. Yeah, that's it. Once you get one warm-up song, we're doing a light little run. After that, it's up from
So
there.
you guys always play music?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a party. It's a party. Oh, it's a party. Yes, it's definitely a party. Definitely loudspeakers. I have to have the music. And for me, it has to be good. Well, I guess it has to be good music to me. Because otherwise, I love working out, but I need the music there.
You need the vibe.
If the music ain't there, it's all right, I'm leaving. Forget the workout. I don't even care.
That's the same thing we say when we go to the gym. Like, if I forgot my headphones,
it's over. I'm not going. I walked out so many times when I didn't have my headphones.
You need that motivation.
Sometimes it gives you the pump and the rhythm.
You get that really fight song. You're really angry at somebody. Like instead of killing somebody, you're like, I'm going to kill this.
Exactly. And then the beats matter too, because when you think about the songs, when the beat picks up, it's like now you're picking up, now you're going faster. But if the beat slows down, you're going slower, but you're adding on resistance, so you're pushing more.
Now, do you have a DJ there?
No, so we just have a playlist that we have, and you kind of just Bluetooth it.
Okay.
And can I ask you a question? So I know that especially when we got into this business, there is a transformation that happens to you when you become an entrepreneur. Yeah. And is that what drove you to cycling? Were you trying to develop some sort of discipline, or were you just looking for a workout?
So I guess it was kind of be a little bit of both, because there was a point in time where I was really on track with my working out and stuff like that, and then I kind of fall off. It's the thing when you get on, you fall off. You get on, you fall off. And I'm like, okay, Brianna, well, you know what? If you're doing these spin classes, now you got to go to the gym. Yeah. So I was like, okay, cool, this is it. And then again, like I said, I wanted the extra stream of income, but then also I want to be more open. I feel like I can be closed off a lot or very private. I've been told a lot lately. I've been told, Brianna, you're very private. We don't know nothing about you. And I'm like, really? So I'm like, all right, well, you know what? Maybe if I do this, it's putting me in front of people all the time. People that I may not know, people that I do know,
been introduced before.
It's forcing me to put my personality out there too, because when you're doing spin, you gotta be personable. People gotta want to take your class. So it's like if you
gotta engage with the people.
Exactly, you gotta engage. And for me, even when I go to the regular class, when I'm not teaching, I'm usually in the back, in the corner, quiet, don't talk to nobody, smile here and now and then I'm out. But so I was like, okay, Brianna, you gotta change that. You gotta make people want to come and take your class and want to talk to you. So I was like, you know what, this might help me out a little bit.
Well, now during your spin classes, are you like that you like, okay, girlfriend over there, you need to spin a little more, or you need to stop and drink some water and pass out.
So we
stop
definitely
trying to impress people.
So I definitely do give the cues out, and like if I know the people that are in the class, like if I know like what their stamina is and how much they can push themselves, I'm like, all right, you going a little bit too slow. I'm gonna need you to push it down. Or if I'll remind people, like if I can tell like they're getting a little tired or winded, I'm like, okay, slow down, take a breath, take a breather, drink some water.
Right.
Or I'll just stop the class for a couple minutes and just make it seem like I'm taking the break. I don't really need the break. I can see y'all need the break. So I'm just, take a little break. We'll take a break here. But yeah, so definitely give them the cues and make sure everybody's okay.
Like, can I ask a question?
Please.
Yeah.
So do you feel like some of the habits that you had to pick up from real estate actually helped you to develop in the spin class?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would say so, yeah. I would just say with being the more personable and just being more open and willing to like talk to people and stop being so closed off.
Yeah.
Because sometimes like when you're in certain rooms, even like with networking can be a lot.
Yes.
And you gotta go and you gotta talk to random people. I'm like, oh no. But like I feel like doing it on both ends, it kind of like dims down the nervousness that I have, because now it's kind of like I'm doing all of the time. I'm not just doing it for work, but now I'm doing it for spin too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely think it definitely helps.
And then you never know, it could be a good thing on the real estate side and on the spin
And that's
side.
that's another thing. I was like, you know what, Brianna, this is a whole other market right here that you're not even touching.
Into.
It's like, I gotta let them know. So I come in there sometimes with my Realtor body shirt. Like, let's come work out. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me about your education. About like you said you went to college. Which college did you go to?
Yeah. So I went to American International College, so in Springfield.
Okay.
Yeah, so not too far. I went there. Criminal justice, majored in criminal justice with a minor in psychology.
Okay. And what were the things that inspired you to go into that field and in that direction?
So, oh my gosh. So I originally wanted to be a lawyer.
Okay.
When school came around, college time came around, when I found out I had to go to school for like another 4 or 5, 6, 7 years, I said, oh, you know what? Not for me. Not for me. You're lucky if you get the next 4 years out of me. So I was like, okay, I'm not doing that. So I kind of switched it over and was like, okay, let's go the route of a probation officer. But even with that, I found out that was just more so paperwork. And I was like, okay, I really don't want to do no paperwork. Okay. So I was like, all right, Brianna, what's next? So then it became the correctional officer. And I was like iffy about that for a long time, because sometimes I'll be okay with it, but then I'd run into somebody who works there and then it'll be a story. And I'd be like, oh, never mind. So it was that, but then I ended up, my first security job, in that field was, I was working at a juvenile detention unit. Okay. So females who were locked up juveniles. And I actually really enjoyed it. I think the timing was off, though. I feel like my age and their age was just too close together. Because there was some times y'all know how us females are. We can be a lot, and I'm just like, who you talking? No, this is not for me. I was like, I have to be older for this, because my mind's not there. Because I'm like, we gonna be fighting. It's not even gonna be y'all. All of us gonna be here fighting. So it's just So, but outside of that, I did enjoy it with them. But what made me leave there wasn't even the girls so much. I don't know if I should say that, but it was more so management that I didn't really get along with.
That's always that's a common thing.
Well, what life lessons did you learn from that allowed you to go from that field into real estate and also pull it into spin?
Yeah, so I feel like I switched over to real estate also because I didn't want to deal with people in that sense, I guess, because when you think of security, it's more like drama. There's bad stuff going on, and I was like, okay, I don't want this. It's just too much. Like I need my mind to be clear. It was draining me. So I was like, I can't do this. So I like the interaction that I have now with the people in the real estate field overall.
What excites you about the real estate field?
Helping people buy homes, seeing people get the keys, it'd be the best part. Because you hear people's stories in the beginning of, why they want their home and who they're doing it for, and then to know that you're helping them reach that goal, it's amazing.
Okay. That's what
I would say, yes. Okay. We can all connect to that as realtors. We just love being able to see it come true.
Helping that person, cross that bridge to home ownership or that goal of coming to fruition.
And that whole idea too, because I feel like sometimes when it comes to buying a house, you don't know the benefit until you know the benefit. You're like, we keep trying to tell y'all, but nobody wants to listen to me.
And I want to say, even in this space, it's so important for people to know that realtors are like human too.
Yeah.
Because we come with kind of like a sales vibe, and I think we get lumped into this whole like you got to buy something, but a house is not something you buy. It's like it's a dream. It's a dream, and it's when you get to help people to like bring their dream to fruition. It's so much deeper than that. And I think a lot of people need to, that's why I actually love this show and where we're going with this, because I feel like we're so much bigger than that.
Human.
And we want to make it human. We want to make some of these conversations like, I'm not just a realtor, these are some things that I do. And honestly, I thought it was dope that you were doing the cycling class.
That's what I was going to say. I mean, you're helping somebody bring, their inner self out, spin, some people want, out of shape or, carrying on a little weight. It's like you're helping them bring out their inner beauty through spin, and you get to see their transformation as it's happening.
That's a good thing too, because even now when I see people, some of the people that I'm in class with now, I've literally been in the same classes with them since I started. So to watch the way their bodies change, and I mean, they're like, yes, doing it. So yeah, that's definitely great too. I do like seeing that. That's awesome.
I love how you decided that you wanted to kind of like change the narrative of what you were doing, because I think so often, especially like in our age group, we get to the point where we followed our dreams, or at least what our parents forced us to do. And then you get to this age where now I can finally do things I like, finally do things that I enjoy, and to turn that into something where you're still helping people and you're kind of also helping yourself, because I thought it was so good how you said there's like a drama aspect that comes with the security piece, and like removing that for yourself and realizing like all the joy behind it too. It's big. That's big for you.
For sure.
And then it just makes you realize that people are very multi-dimensional too. Like, to put you in like one box, like, oh, I'm a realtor, this is all I do, versus like, I'm a realtor, I'm a spin, instructor, I do security. It's like there's so many dimensions to that, and also like just it gives you like a different perspective, I feel, when you're dealing with different types of clients, whether that's through the spin, through your client, the people that you work with, through security and all of those things. It kind of like ties it together and almost makes you like a more wholesome person, I feel like, when you're out in the field just dealing with different people.
Yeah, because you can connect with people, like you said, you can connect with people on different levels. So people who are like the gym girlies or the gym gurus, okay, we connect, we got this. And then you have the security people. Even with security, I still like it because I can still give the security aspect as far as a home. How is security? So I love that too. It's like it comes in one hand, it's together.
Where do all your experiences come together? You take experience from one field, like you said, being a realtor. it's like when you're talking to a customer, you have that security.
The background, the knowledge, what else to look for, because a lot of people aren't looking for certain stuff. But for me, it's like, no, this might not be the best.
Let's look at the area, let's look at how the house is set up and things like that. That helps you as well. And even when you're spin, it's like, helping people develop, even talking, it's like, well, might not want to buy this house right now, or, developing in certain aspects of it.
For sure. So it's great.
Well, that's beautiful. And like, tell us one more question, like, what is your target audience? Who are the people that you're looking for, whether it's cycling, or speak to the people that you want to speak to you?
Okay, so my name is Brianna Davis. I am a licensed realtor in Massachusetts and in Rhode Island. My goals for this year is to get more into the Rhode Island market. My goals as far as real estate, I would like to help 12 buyers this year and 4 sellers. So if you or someone you know is looking to buy or sell, give your girl a call. What was the other question?
Well, okay, so what's your plan to do in 5 years? What's your plan for 5 years?
My 5-year goal. Oh man, that's a good one. My 5-year goal. Okay, with Spin, I do want to open up my own space
Yes,
to
that
do
would
my
be
own
great.
solids. I want to become my own.
Are there any spin? I mean, how many spin studios are there, or especially black owned by women?
See, I don't know. I gotta Google that. I don't even know. I gotta Google that. I
but see,
Google
when I'm
because if I
starting
could be
over
the
here,
first one, I got some work to do.
Starting little fires over here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta look that up.
Okay, well that'll be a question you can answer for the next show.
Next time,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes,
All right,
thank
well,
you.
now on camera one, ladies, you got camera one on the way out.
Okay.
Okay, well, as you guys know, I'm Diane Davis. And
No relation to.
No relationship. But we're sisters.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys know I'm a mortgage loan officer, and I really am just passionate about bringing people together and being a resource. So I'm glad to have Brianna here. And Donna, you got the floor.
My name is Donna Allen. I'm a realtor as well, covering Massachusetts and Rhode Island. And I just want to be able to help people to purchase a home because I think, like, as far as like the education and giving people the information so that they can be advocates for themselves alongside me, of course, that is my ultimate goal. So, yeah.
So, and then also as we're going out, why are we doing this show?
Well, this show, again, we're doing it because we want to create a community, of course, of people like us, whether entrepreneurs, not even just limited to real estate, people in the real estate industry, but like there's space for all of us. And I don't want for anybody to ever feel like as if we just have to focus on ourselves. We can open up the space for everybody here and not and still win. So it's really a space for us to be able to talk about current events, certain things that you might have going on in your life, letting people know that we're human, and just, opening the space for us to create dialogue that can be meaningful to other people who are listening, who might want to become realtors or loan officers or spin instructors, just things like that.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you were here, Brianna.
Thank you.
I'm
Happy
glad
to be
that you
here.
guys are here, and this is going to be. I'm going from here into the booth because I'm gonna start directing. So this will probably you won't see me next time unless
We
it's a
love
special.
Leon.
So,
Awesome.
like I say, with that being said, we're gonna be out.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.